Hey guys. So, my name is Allie, and I am doing like a little YouTube Bible study kind of thing. So, I had the idea a couple months ago I was just like interested, like, I don't know everything that Jesus said, and I just wanted to know everything that he said. And so I was like, I'm gonna write down everything that he said. Now, in most Bibles, everything that he says is in red, so you could literally just go through and read it. But for me, I just thought it was important to like really meditate on every single thing that he said. And I would encourage you to do it as well. It really makes you stop and think about, the things that he told us. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just kind of read through maybe a couple minutes until I kind of catch up to where I am. So like I said, I started this a couple months ago. I guess I'm a slow writer because I'm only at Matthew 22 right now. So I'm starting in the New Testament, right, where Jesus started. And I'm going to go through and read what he said. Now, these things are going to be out of context. I'm not going to give a lot of background if I do on where I'm at. I'm just solely focusing on the words that Jesus spoke. Now, I don't want you to take things out of context. I would encourage you to go through and read these things on your own, because especially as we get started, there's a lot of like story behind it. And then he only has a couple things to say. Once we get like really into the book of Matthew, the parables and everything, it makes a lot more sense because he's doing the most of the talking, not just writing. But like I said, just a couple minutes. Once I get caught up to where my writing is, then that's when I'm going to do a video once a week and just talk to you guys about, like, read through what I wrote for the week and then chat about my thoughts on what we read for the week. So let's get started. I apologize if you hear the dogs in the background. They are fighting. There we go. Maybe they can stop for a couple minutes. Okay, so we'll just read for a couple minutes, and I'll do this once a week. And yeah, okay. So the first thing he says in Matthew is, "Permit it to be so now, for thus it is fitting for us to fulfill all righteousness. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. It is written again, you shall not tempt the Lord your God. Away with you, Satan, for it is written, you shall worship the Lord your God, and him only shall you serve. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when they revile and persecute you and say all kinds of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its flavor, how shall it be seasoned? It is then good for nothing but to be thrown out and trampled underfoot by men. You are the light of the world. A city that is set up on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. Do not think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For assuredly I say to you, till heaven and earth pass away, one jot or one tittle will by no means pass from the law till all is fulfilled. Whoever therefore breaks one of the least of these commandments and teaches men so shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever does and teaches them, he shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say to you that unless your righteousness exceeds the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you will by no means enter the kingdom of heaven. You have heard that it was said to those of old, you shall not murder, and whoever murders will be in danger of the judgment. But I say to you that whoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of judgment, and whoever says to his brother, Raca, shall be in danger of the council. But whoever says, you fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Therefore, if you bring your gift to the altar and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go your way. First, be reconciled with your brother, and then come and offer your gift. Agree with your adversary quickly while you are on the way with him, lest your adversary deliver you to the judge hand you over to the officer, and you be thrown into prison. Assuredly, I say to you, you will by no means get out of there till you have paid the last penny. I'm going to read a little bit further. There's something that I have highlighted here that I was questioning for a while, and I think that's what I kind of want to end on. You've heard that it was said to those of old, you shall not commit adultery, but I say to you that whoever looks at a woman to lust for her has already committed adultery with her in his heart. If your right eye causes you to sin, pluck it out and cast it from you. For it is more profitable for you that one of your members perish than for your whole body to be cast into hell. And if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and cast it from you. For it is more profitable for you that one of your members perish than for your whole body to be cast into hell. Furthermore, it has been said, whoever divorces his wife, let him give her a certificate of divorce. But I say to you that whoever divorces his wife for any reason except sexual immorality causes her to commit adultery, and whoever marries a woman who is divorced commits adultery. Again, you have heard that it was said to those of old, you shall not swear falsely, but shall perform your oaths to the Lord. But I say to you, do not swear at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, nor by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Nor shall you swear by your head, because you cannot make one hair white or black. But let your yes be yes and your no be no. For whatever is more than these is from the evil one. You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I tell you not to resist an evil person. But whoever slaps you on your right cheek, turn the other to him also. If anyone wants to sue you and take away your tunic, let him have your cloak also. And whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with him 2. Give to him who asks you, and from him who wants to borrow from you, do not turn away. So I think there's a lot of stuff in here that's really hard. Like, one thing that I think is going to be really hard for people, especially in this day and age, is the marriage. So there are so many people in our culture who get married and get a divorce, and it could just be because they have irreconcilable differences, or just whatever, like they just didn't get along anymore. I think also one that's really hard is this specifically says like sexual immorality. But what if someone's in a relationship that's abusive or things like that? I'm not quite sure. But it is, pretty tough, because it's basically saying that unless you divorce with a reason of sexual immorality, then, if you remarry, you're committing adultery. Yeah, I think with a lot of these questions, I have no religious education. Basically, I grew up Baptist. Earlier this year, I became Catholic, and going through RCA was really good for me, because a lot of these questions, and the reason I highlighted going the second mile is because that was one that was really hard for me, and the RCA class that I went to was really good. Because if I had questions, there were times where they would stay back and answer my questions. Like, I'm talking about like 2 of the teachers sitting there with me 30 minutes after a 2-hour-long class, just to answer my questions. And I asked all the same questions that a lot of people ask, like just the basic ones. And they were still so patient with me. So it's just really nice to have that. A lot of people, I work in nursing homes, and a lot of the people that I talked to that grew up Catholic in, like, you know, back in the day, have talked about how mean the nuns were. My own mother-in-law has talked about how she grew up Catholic, but the nuns were just like so mean that it caused her to leave the faith. My own grandmother was thinking about becoming a nun, and so she went to go talk to the priest, and I think he called her like stupid or something because she was asking in-depth questions, and he refused to answer the questions. He basically said, like, you wouldn't make it. I don't know what happened. This is just her, like, what she said. But yeah, they just were not very receptive and very understanding back in the day, and now it seems like they're just so willing to talk to you. Just like literally Sunday, I went and introduced myself to the deacon after mass, and he, you know, tried to shake my hand. I'm like, no, I'm sick. And he like elbow bumped me, and I was just explaining that I was new to the church, and he's like, please don't stop coming. And I saw when I was waiting to speak with him, this woman like asked if he would bless one of her necklaces, I think, maybe a rosary, and he stopped and took that time. So they are just like, I think the church is just so different now. Maybe it depends obviously on the church that you go to, but I've been looking at 3 different Catholic churches around the area, and they have all been so nice. So it's kind of making the choice hard. But yeah, so that's my first reading, and I hope you come back next week for the second reading. And let me know if you guys have, like, just comment down below. I want to chat with you guys. There are Bible studies in my area that I could go to, but you know, like, you kind of get home and you want to like just chill at home. And yeah, I just think it's cool to like reach out to like everybody, and so I want to know what you guys think about these readings, and just your thoughts in general. Like, let's talk about Christianity, let's talk about Catholicism, let's talk about, you know, theology and religion. Let's go. I love it. I'm like so obsessed with it lately. So I'm excited to talk to you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.